Donald Trump would rather have not have a confirmed attorney general leading the Department of Justice and leave the door open for a potential weaponization slush fund, right? Because this could be resolved real quick. Not for me. I don't think Blanche is fit to serve. He's Trump's personal lawyer and has been acting exactly like that since he got into the DOJ.
Right.
He's been the number two since Pam Bondi was, they showed her the door. He's been acting ever since. He hasn't stopped being Trump's personal lawyer. So, but the slush fund, right? I think twofold on the slush fund. Number one, yes, we got to kill it, and kudos to Tillis and Cornyn. That's the flag that they've planted. If they want their votes, they're going to have to address that. But the slush fund is just a slush fund. There's other ways that the Department of Justice could be called upon to make payments to J6ers and others.
Like, what are those ways?
Well, there's the Tort Claims Act that exists. And look, how did the slush fund come to pass to begin with? It's a settlement that Todd Blanche negotiated with Todd Blanche, right? Todd Blanche on behalf of the Department of Justice and Todd Blanche on behalf of President Trump. So if Todd Blanche is the person deciding who gets paid, who doesn't get paid, and how much, that's not good for the taxpayer. So let's recognize that for what it is. Why was this urgency of, no, he needs to be confirmed before this August recess, right? And all of a sudden the votes aren't there, so they're going to take their foot off the gas. They're still working. And there was already chatter of, well, maybe they're going to have language and something in writing to satisfy Tillis and Cornyn. They'll schedule a Judiciary Committee next week and still try to advance this sooner. So God bless Cassidy for raising some concerns. But let's see if that holds or not, because November is going to be here before I know it. To your point, there's going to be a lame duck session and a new Congress, and I'm bullish on Congress.
It's not just Tillis, it's not just Cornyn, it's not just Cassidy. There are other GOP senators. Our colleague Michael Schnell wrote a headline, "The GOP revolt over Todd Blanche is suddenly very real." Even if Blanche makes it through the Judiciary Committee, his path through the rest of the Senate remains uncertain. On Tuesday, Senator Susan Collins, y'all know her, very concerned, told MS Now she still has questions. Quote, "I have been waiting to see the outcome of the hearing on the anti-weaponization fund and the IRS issues I've been following closely." Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, also someone who Democrats are maybe hoping to know on this, has declined to comment on where she stands. When you talk to your colleagues, are you surprised that they have been standing as firm as they have? Or is it all a show? I've been talking to both folks that work on the Hill and also reporters who've been working there for a long time, right? And the question is this all just for show? Is it just so they can go back home and say, you know, I really did give him the 1-2, and at the end of the day, he sails through?
It was the shake for me.
That's the 1-2.
That's what it
is. Sadly, it remains to be seen, because I hear a lot of it behind closed doors, right? We're maybe in an anteroom or behind a committee room or what have you, and I hear a lot of the concerns, whether it's about Todd Blanche, a number of the cabinet members, including Pete Hegseth, right, especially right now. We heard about the politicization of how they're either awarding grant dollars in different departments, including the Department of Energy, or taking back dollars and canceling projects based on, well, did this state vote for Trump or did this state vote for Harris? Right? That's blatant. Our colleagues know it, both sides of the aisle. But which ones have the courage to act on that, to say it publicly and to break, because it is wrong?
Have you asked them why they tell you this behind closed doors and then they get mealy-mouthed in front of cameras? Have you asked them where their courage is, where their own self-worth is?
Did you ask them where's the spine?
Do you know what I mean?
I just it seems dramatic, but like it's true. Right. Like the president is playing them for fools. So what is the reason?
And kicking them out of Congress.
Why?
And so the answers begin with, well, you know, and it's predictable, right? So for better and or for worse, when Tom Tillis decided not to run again, he's been kind of liberated. Doesn't always vote with Democrats. He's still a Republican, but he's willing to speak his conscience and act accordingly ever since. John Cornyn, God, did he try to get Donald Trump's endorsement? And then it didn't happen. He lost his primary. And he feels a little liberated, is selectively taking stands. I wish it would have happened a lot earlier, a lot sooner. But if their example is encouraging others like Cassidy and others to do the same, then absolutely we'll take it. And by the way, Mitch McConnell's absence helps our math.
That's what Governor Beshear of Kentucky said.
So let's hear a little bit from some of the senators who are at the center of all of this. On the White House roll. This is from Capitol Hill today.
Have you talked to the president?
No. No.
Would a call from him help?
Yeah, he could fix this in a minute. But I don't know who he's listening to or whether he's motivated to do that.
Todd Blanche is negotiating in good faith, but it's clear that the approval to get this done is above his pay grade, and we just need to get to that pay grade. I don't believe it's the president.
There's a problem, in all likelihood, above Blanche's head, probably in the White House, maybe with the president.
So Senator, here's my problem. I don't know what the hell Senator Tillis is talking about when he says, I don't believe it's the president. Senator Tillis, you know how this relationship works with Donald Trump. It is a one-way relationship. You don't get the option to decide something on his behalf. You don't get to go into a room and negotiate something without him having told you beforehand what you're going to say and what you're going to do and what the outcome he wants to be when you leave that room. So please don't play us for stupid 11 years into this, thinking that somehow the president's lawyer, a man who admitted in a public hearing, I am the president's lawyer. Oh, I forgot, I'm the acting attorney general, is acting on his own and making this decision on his own. And the second piece, Senator, I'll put on here real quick, is not only is that not true, whatever's agreed upon, Donald Trump has to sign off on. It's not just the AG signing a piece of paper saying the slush fund and the tax benefits are dead. The president, who is the other party to this agreement, has to sign as well. Because as you know at the beginning, who was Todd Blanche negotiating for? The president and the president's government. So it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why these senators, to the point you're making about the mealy mouth part, why they think that somehow we're going to sit here and believe that, oh, Donald Trump is the obstacle here.
Right. So my 2 points. Number one, what do you think? If Donald Trump had to choose between, I'm going to drop another point or two in my approval ratings versus I can pocket $1.8 billion, we know what he's going to pick. That's number one. Number two, you're right. Blanche said it in committee. He's not here to be the attorney general for the people of the United States of America. He said he's here to be the attorney general for the president's agenda, the president's political agenda, the political agenda of vindictiveness and retribution for his perceived political enemies. He was Donald Trump's personal attorney before, and he remains that as far as I can tell. So that is what's ultimately disqualifying. And I encourage all my Republican colleagues to really reflect on that before they cast these votes.